I Am Albert Einstein by Brad Meltzer. I am Albert Einstein. Ever been called weird or different? That's what they thought I was. On the day I was born, my mom was actually scared since she'd never seen a baby with such a giant head. It didn't get easier. I did things on my own way, in my own time. I didn't speak until I was 3 years old. And when I did, my speech was so odd. Our maid used to call me. Some say I took longer to speak because I didn't think in words. I thought in pictures. Even when I did speak, I practiced each sentence in my head, silently moving my lips and whispering to myself until I had every word right. When I was little, my cousins ran around and played games outside. I liked playing alone. I did puzzles, fed the pigeons, or just watched my toy boat sail in a water pail. When they saw me, other people called me. But the biggest moment in my young life came when I was 4 or 5 years old and sick in bed. To cheer me up, my father brought me a compass. I was fascinated by how the compass worked. No matter which way my father turned it, the needle always pointed north. Nothing touched the needle, but somehow the compass knew where to point. Like it was guided by an invisible force. Right there, I could feel it. There was something behind things, something deeply hidden. The other world, the stars, even outer space with all its planets. The whole universe had its own order. That compass made a deep and lasting impression on me. It showed me that life has mystery, the universe has mystery, and it made me curious. Why did the universe behave the way it did? When I was in 6th grade, on Thursday nights, a medical student would come to our house for dinner. Like the compass, that geometry book changed my life. He always used to bring me books. By the time I was 12, I was doing all different kinds of math, like geometry and algebra. By 15, I was on to something called calculus. Soon after, I mastered the entire math curriculum. Did that mean I always did well at school? Ask my father. He got good grades and a bad few. I never stopped thinking about how things work. As I got older, I even replaced my toy sailboat with a real one. When the wind stopped blowing, I scribbled notes in my notepad. When it picked up again, I continued sailing. My thinking and curious nature eventually led me to the patent office in Bern, Switzerland. My job was to examine new inventions. But sometimes I'd start thinking about my own scientific theories. Whenever my boss walked by, I'd hide my ideas in my desk drawer. But even I didn't know I was on the verge of my greatest breakthrough. I was 28 years old, just sitting at work, and the thought occurred to me. When a person falls like a man falling off a roof, he doesn't feel his own weight. Close your eyes. You can picture it too. As a man falls, he opens his pockets, everything inside floats there next to him. That may sound weird, but different. But for me, it was the happiest thought of my life. Why? Because it sparked an idea that helped me link motion with gravity. Gravity is the force in the universe that keeps us from floating away. It took me 8 years of hard work, 8 years of asking hard questions to figure it out, but I did. From there, I began to question ideas that most other scientists thought were true. I didn't agree with what most people believed. In the beginning, other scientists wouldn't listen. Sometimes it's hard to get people to go along with you, especially when you discover something new. But I promise you, if you keep at it, it'll be worth it. In my life, I was always thinking, always asking questions, but the most important one I asked was, why? Never stop asking why. Never stop trying to figure out how the world works. and never lose that feeling of excitement as you try to find the answer. Curiosity is one of the most powerful forces of nature. It can take you places no one's been before, and it'll let you do things no one's ever done. Will that make you weird or different? Who cares if it does? Every single one of us is different. No one on this planet is just like you. Being different is what makes you special. So find what you love. Learn everything you can about it and share the best parts with anyone who will listen. You never know who you'll inspire. I am Albert Einstein. I will never stop being curious, and I hope you won't either. The more questions you ask, the more answers you'll find, and the more beauty you'll uncover in the universe.